Hi. I haven't been on here in a while, like a really, really long time. And I'm really sorry about that. Anybody that's subscribed, thanks for hanging around. I started this channel basically because I'm neurodivergent. I have some learning differences, and I also have ADHD. And when I say learning differences, I was identified as gifted. I hate that word. A lot of people see it as like an elitist thing, but basically it just means that you have what's called asynchronous learning. There's some things that you're really good at learning, and then other things you suck at. So, like social stuff, suck at that. There's a lot of overlap with ADHD, but part of what is kind of fun about neurodivergent stuff is that we're a lot of fun to watch react to things because we tend to overreact the shit out of everything. We're very sensitive to stuff. So, like, I will laugh at funerals and cry at weddings and will, yeah, I'm just kind of weird the way I'll react to things. And when somebody is like, oh, geez, that's terrible. Oh, that's awful. And then they move on with the conversation, I'm like, I need their names and I need their address because the retribution is coming. Like, I mean, like I get like an overactive sense of justice about things. I will get hyper emotional about stuff. I have not been able to, sorry, other way. I have not been able to get through this video without crying yet. And I have been watching it nonstop. So that this isn't exactly a reaction. I have watched this many times. You're probably still going to get to see me cry. Yay. But basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of give a breakdown of what I see when I'm watching this video. So much of Ren's content is incredibly deep and multi-layered. The layers of meaning that he's got, it's so nuanced that, I mean, I could sit for hours and pick his stuff apart with toothpicks, like just going through it. Like Hi Ren, oh my god, I don't know how many times I've watched that. I have lost count of the number of times I have gone deep down the rabbit hole watching reaction video after reaction video after reaction video. I think I've watched them all. I don't know if there are any more left out there, but if there are, I'm still looking for them. So many of his videos, I'm watching all of his reaction videos to this. So I thought I'd make my own. Lots of lead up to this. Anyway, I'm gonna try to avoid stopping the video because I hate that when people do that. But I will stop it now and then if I see something, and then we can just continue on after I've said my thing about it. Sorry for all the words. Okay, let's go do this.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, but can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
The part with the skulls, how they morph into faces and not the other way around. Significant or not really, but it's like, it's not the same. Like, it's, why would he choose to do it that way? instead of choosing to do it like from the face turning into a skull, which is kind of what the song is about. So, you know, this idea of the skull turning into a face, it's like looking around, you see all of these faces around you, but you understand that that's what's underneath. Underneath every single face, there's a skull. And that's all we're going to end up being in the dirt, is this collection of bones. I thought that was really neat. I think he's using AI to create a lot of this video, which is, I'd be interested to see actually how they fed that into a computer to get this, to generate this, because that's really, it's interesting because like when you use AI, you get to see this, the way the computer sees you, which is really kind of creepy. This is like what a computer would see of you, of what this person would be. So anyway.
Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Sick boy, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armor.
I just wanted to mention too that as he's like walking down the street and he's got like the flashes of red in the eyes, this flashes back also to Hi Ren. The bits of, it's like there's this like darkness that's just coming out of him, and it's this being in such a low place, it's like nothing matters. Nothing matters. I can relate to that. I've had experience with existential depression basically since I was like 5 years old. I think probably since then. I had an idea at that time. I don't know if anybody's seen The Truman Show. Kind of that idea where, now I knew it was absurd, I knew it was ridiculous, but I thought, what if, just what if, I was the only real person in the world and everybody else in the world was like a robot or like an alien or something, and they're all just studying me and there's nobody else here, it's just me. And I thought how lonely that would feel. That was probably the start of what I'd call existential depression, when you start shouting out into the void, what does this all mean? And there's nothing but deafening silence coming back at you. There's no cure for that. There's no cure for existential depression. It's death is the only cure for that. And in the meantime, just keep on keeping on. I mean, I got some time left, you know, hopefully. Yeah, I've got some time left here on the earth, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It just kind of feels like a colossal joke that you never. That's why my other handle is still waiting for the punchline. I'm actually going to get that shit tattooed on me, because it's like, yeah, I'm still waiting for the punchline. What the fuck is this joke about? Like, it seems like just a big joke. And everybody else seems to get it or something. Everybody's like, stop looking at the camera. And I'm like, is everybody serious right now? Like, this all seems so surreal and weird to even be here. So, anyway, yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, I'm a lot of fun at parties. Anyway, we're going to continue on.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky. A light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
I wanted to mention too that there's, with showing all of these other people that are, you know, the homeless person or the person who is standing on the street and they're putting money in the guitar box or whatever. I mean, there are people who have, it's almost like this thread of misery that runs through humanity. This is something that we all have to figure out how to cope with it. But when you're in a place like that, you look around and you can see it. You can see it in other people, and you can see other people, how they are trying to figure out how to cope with some of this stuff, you know. Some people use substances to numb themselves. Other people dive into their work. Some people dive into creating their family, of perfect family life. And some people can't handle it too. And it, Earth is not an easy place to live. It's not an easy place. Of all the places that you could incarnate, it's probably the double black diamond slope of spiritual evolution. Like if you're gonna incarnate anywhere to learn, Earth is probably like jumping in on the deep end, because it kind of sucks here. I mean, it's amazing in a lot of ways, but there's a lot about it that really, really sucks.
Suicide, suicide, suicide. It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly, what it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility, only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plastic cast. The truth is that the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, there goes the makeup. But we knew that was gonna happen. Whatever, I'm old enough, I don't give a shit, so. At least I didn't wear the mascara, because I knew this was gonna happen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shit. I have to say, I respect the shit out of him for putting everything out there in the way that he did and being so completely brutally raw and honest with his experiences and his feelings about things, because that is exactly what is touching people. This is what's resonating with them. They're so tired of being pandered to with, catchy beats and all that shit. Not that he doesn't have that, but I mean, real substance, real content, and somebody who isn't afraid to say, fuck the industry. He's not going to sell out. I really appreciate that. There was there was a moment in there where he said, when he looked down and saw tranquility, just one movement to expose our fragility. And I think I understood what he meant. It was a moment when you understood how fleeting life is, when you look down and realize that all he had to do was make that one choice, one single choice. And I don't know if he was suffering from any depression or anything at that time. He's a very deep thinker, so it wouldn't surprise me if it probably had occurred to him, if it was something that he had thought about or entertained. But the idea that he stood where Joe stood, looking down over the bridge and seeing the water below and seeing a solution there, seeing that solution, that there's tranquility, there's peace. I'm not trying to glorify this at all. Please understand that. So just give me a moment. He saw it's a way out from feeling all the pain that you have. It's an option, and it's a single moment. Like, anyone can pull a trigger, anyone can jump, anyone can do this one physical movement that it would take to do the deed, to do the thing. But it's a final solution to a problem that you don't know might be temporary. Because I look back at who I was when I was in my 20s, and I wouldn't go back there for anything. I wouldn't want to go back there and be that person. All of the things that I thought were so important, things that I thought were, earth shattering, and I was so confused and didn't know what I was doing and what I wanted, or none of that really. I look back now at twice that age, and I see all of that and I laugh because, like, so much of that I didn't realize was trivial at that time. Like, it was important at that time. When you get past it, there's a lot of stuff that you look at and you understand that you have a broader sense of things. You can see it in a greater context. And the things that you think are really, I don't want to say really important, the things that are earth shattering right now will seem you'll have a deeper perspective later in life. Give it time. Give it time. Making a decision about it. You can always make the decision later. It's always there. It's always an option. Don't take that option because it's like you're cashing your chips in. Is that it? Are we done? Because that's it. You're leaving the planet. Like, you're not going to be here to find out all of the, you won't find out any of the bad stuff, but you won't find out anything good. You won't find out how good something could get. You know? This could be so much better than where you're at right now, and you're not giving it that chance. And I'm so sorry that his friend made that choice at that time. I can't judge because I don't know what's going on in someone's life. I don't know what kind of pain they're in. So I can't judge somebody for doing what they do, but if I could advise them, I would say, there's always tomorrow. You could always do it tomorrow. You just never know. Like, maybe there's something that's going to happen between now and then. It's just going to blow your mind. You just never know what's around the corner for you. So why do it? Maybe just wait and see what happens. See if something better comes along. Give it a chance. I'm in Canada, so I'm gonna put some links to mental health supports here in Canada. I don't know about the US, but if anybody has any mental health supports in the US that you would, or anywhere else, if you'd like to drop those links in the comments, that would be great. I'm sorry this is such a long video and I'm kind of carrying on about it, but life here is hard. It's not easy. So the only thing I've found that really helps me with my depression problems is to help others. So I find that as soon as you stop focusing on yourself and you start turning around and helping other people, it's amazing how much that helps. Get out in nature, hang out with animals, because they seem to have everything together. They seem to understand it. So anyway, super long video. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for watching.